Hi Bloomers, how are you today? So because we're now on YouTube, I figured that it was only right that I do a quick Q&A. I've actually put some questions on Instagram. I put them actually on all my social medias to ask all of you Bloomers and new Bloomers who are now subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are some things you want to know about me? So obviously a get to know me Q&A. I went over some of these questions and I think I laughed at majority of these questions because the one thing I did say was to not be trapsy, and y'all decided that y'all still wanted to be trapsy with some of these questions, but anything for you guys. So today I will be doing a Q&A. So let's get to this video. Hey guys, so are you ready for the first question of y'all trapsy Q&As? So the first question is, what is your full name? So my full name, my government name is Odette Azalea Bain. So Azalea is actually my middle name for those who don't know. It is a flower. You can look up the history of Azalea, but that is my full name. How old am I? I'm 18. I'm just joking, I'm not 18. I am in my 20s. And that's all I'm gonna leave it as, because I'm in my early 20s. I'll say that. I'm not to my mid-20s yet, but I am in my 20s. I'm in my early-ish 20s. So for those who are always asking me what is my age, for those who do know my age, please do not share what my age is. I don't think I'm ready for people to know my ages yet. What are your hobbies? My hobbies are, I like to take photos, and I kind of turn that into a side hustle, so photography. I like to play volleyball. I haven't done it in a while, but volleyball. I like to dance, but I don't do it as often anymore either, because it's just maybe in the privacy of my home, like while I'm cooking, when I'm in my room, feeling myself. What other hobbies do I have? Writing, and obviously you see that actually turned into me blogging, making videos, so that's another thing that turned into something. Are you single, mingling, or dating? I am, y'all, I don't know. I am dating casually. Let's say that. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Anyway, have you ever cheated on someone being cheated on? I've been cheated on, and yes, I have cheated before, but emotionally cheated. And for those who don't know what emotionally cheating is, that's basically when you are in a relationship with someone and they're not giving you that emotional support or showing the emotions that you would want. So when you, I guess, find someone else you can confide in, you just automatically, I wouldn't say it doesn't have to be physical, emotional. The emotions you're supposed to only give your significant other, you're now giving it to somebody else. So yes, I have cheated emotionally, and I have been cheated on. Yes, I have been cheated on. Whether I found out through the grapevine or it was flat out in my face, like literally, like I could see you were cheating, and it's like, why are you trying to lie? Like, I'm not stupid. What is my biggest fear? My biggest fear is failing, because I feel like I have already put myself at the standard that whatever I do, I'm gonna try to do it to the best of my abilities. And I feel like if I was to fail at anything that I do, I guess, yeah, like I would feel really bad about it. I feel sad, but I'm not gonna fail. You only fail when you don't try. So, and I'm trying at everything that I put my mind to, everything I put my hands on, I'm trying my best. So if I'm trying my best and I fail, then I'm really gonna feel bad about it. Let's see, what else do we have? These are a lot of questions. If you can go back in time, what would you change and why? I don't think there's anything I would go back in time to change. If I could go back in time and change, I think if I could, I'll go back to like high school, and I'll probably go back to like grade 10 to grade 12, and those would probably be the only things I changed, because I mean, it's not like I did bad in school or anything. My grades were good, but I feel like even though my grades were up to par, I feel like I still was being kind of lazy, and I feel like I could have done even more better than what I did, even though I did pretty good. And not to brag, I had a 3-point GPA and stuff. I would have been in the higher 3 points. Like, that's probably the only thing I would go back and change, to be honest with you. Worst gift you've ever received. I don't think I have a worst gift, but I've received a gift or gifts where like I knew that I was just receiving the gift because it was like I personally felt like they just gave me the gift because they had to give me the gift, and I feel like effort wasn't really put into the gift, like thought wasn't put into those two gifts in particular that I'm thinking about. Like, effort wasn't put into it, because anyone who knows me knows like that's not a color that I would choose. It's not a color that I wear. And I just feel like the gift was fine, but it's just it wasn't me. So to me, it was just like a kind of, okay, just because I got to get her this gift, I'm just going to pick this up and give it to her. So I wouldn't say I had a worst gift, but my whole thing is, let me see the thought in the gift. Don't just get it because you could say, oh yeah, I got them a gift. So I wouldn't say I had a worst gift. Turn-offs, turn-ons. Why? Okay. I'm not going to speak on my turn-ons. We could save that for another Q&A. When, we're just dipping our toes in the water. Turn-offs, I hate to hear people chew. Oh my God. I hate to hear people chew. Like, if I'm on the phone with you and I can hear you chewing, I automatically tell you, listen, call me back when you finish eating, because I can't take the smacking like that. And especially if you're a hard chewer, oh my God, I hang up the phone on you. I hate to hear people chew, so that's the turn off. I hate when people are late. I hate when people are late. Like, I can't do the late thing. Like, yeah, I understand things do come up, so you're gonna be late. But when it's obvious that you just late because you just want to be late, I hate late people, because time is money. And I don't like my time being wasted. So that's a turn off. What else is the turn off? I don't like cocky people and self-absorbed people. That's actually a turn off. Like, persons who are just full of themselves. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being full of yourself. But like, when it's like obviously cocky and it's like, yeah, you a little too, like, that's actually a turn off, especially for like guys. Like, do it. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. Like, turn offs, I have several, but those are like some of my main ones. How to get over a breakup. Considering situations. The best way to get over a breakup, and this is me personally, is to just go through the emotions. Do not ignore. Don't ignore the emotions. I feel like when you try to ignore the emotions, one day they're all gonna just cave in on you and set in, and you're gonna feel it even worse. So I would say the best way to get over a breakup is to go through the emotions. But as you go through the emotions, don't be fixated on it. Do not try to blame yourself. Don't try to reach out to the person, like, what did I do and stuff. Like, go through the emotions. Don't be fixated on it. If you have to stress eat for a while, stress eat. I know when I went through a breakup, and see, with this generation, some persons are like, oh, I don't have to get over the breakup, just on to the next one. I don't feel like people should do that. Whereas especially if you're in a long-term relationship, Like for me, I was in a long-term, I would consider that a long-term relationship, and I went through the emotions. A lot was happening at that time too, like other things were taking place. So for this situation in particular, like I actually put my emotions for that to the back of my head. Like that was a back burner, and I dealt with emotions that needed my actual attention and kind of just deserve my time, my tears, and all my good and all that emotion. I dealt with that first, and then after like that went past and I got some type of closure, then my emotions were focused on the breakup, and it was like, okay, I need to go through these emotions, and that's what I did. And after a while, I just eventually, day by day, slowly got over it. I had my days where I felt sad, but the best thought that I had about it was, you know, everything happens for a reason. Obviously, God was probably protecting me, and I realized that I deserve better. So that's like how I got over the breakup. Like, and I deserve better. I obviously deserve more. It sucked because I didn't want it to end, but you know, things has happened. Describe yourself, the real Odette. The real Odette is very inquisitive, can be very petty when pissed off, very outgoing, very silly, can be very loud, outgoing. I would like to say I'm one of a kind. I would like to say I'm very special. I like to give long ropes and a short catch, and sometimes I could give a long rope and a long catch. Sometimes I give a long rope and a short catch. Odette. I like to be peachy and I like to be happy, and people don't like that about me. They don't like to see that I'm always happy. I don't know why. That's a personal problem, but yeah, Odette just likes to be happy. Odette likes to be free. Odette does not like to feel bound and constricted. Odette can be very vain when she's ready, when she's feeling herself, but also Odette likes to hide in her shell to an extent. Odette is an ambivert. And for those who don't know what that means I can be an extrovert or I can be an introvert, because once I go extrovert, it's wild, it's fun. But once I go into introvert mood, I don't want no one fool with me. I don't want no one talk to me. I just want to be left alone. I need to regroup, catch myself. But for those who are know me personally and are very close to me, I think they can attest to this. I have a tendency to wear my emotions on my sleeve sometimes. However, I've actually do not wear my emotions on my sleeve. Odette actually holds in a lot. And when I say a lot, she tends to hold in a lot of emotions. So when you do start to see some emotion showing, that does not necessarily mean she can keep her shit together. That seriously means, okay, she's had enough and some of the emotions are starting to spill. Odette is awesome. Odette is great. Odette is fantastic. She has a great sense of style. And she does not take shit from anybody. And she's quick to tell you about yourself, depending on who you are. But she's very supportive. She loves her family. She loves her friends. She enjoys those closest to her. That is Odette. Best and worst chapter of your life. Best and worst chapter of my life. I think right now, the worst chapter of my life, I have maybe two. One is worse than the other, but the other one would be losing my granddaddy, losing my grandfather. I think that was one of the worst chapters. And it's like I couldn't see him before he died because I was in quarantine because I had COVID. So I would say that was one of the worst chapters in my life, because I really, really wish I could have seen him before he left. So yeah. Best chapter of my life. I think the best chapter of my life was, I think, taking a chance and starting to do everything that I was scared to do. So that includes going public with my writing, starting to do my photography, because surprisingly I'm getting the support that I doubted that I wouldn't get. So I say those are some of the best chapters. Me graduating from high school, I don't know, that seemed to feel good. I don't know why. That just was that was a really good chapter. That was in 2016. That's when things was good on in this world. 2016 was a good year. Another best chapter of my life. I don't know. I think for now, those are like the best chapters of my life. I think as time goes on, I'll be able to be more specific with other best chapters in my life. Favorite book, TV show, movie you're currently watching. So my favorite books right now are Woman Evolved by Sarah Jakes and Women of the Bible. Those are my two favorite books. Now, I'm not a book reader. I prefer poems over books, but those are two books that I'm actually currently reading at the same time, and I love those books a lot. Favorite TV show? I have several TV shows, but anything that has to do with documentaries of murderers and killers and serial killers, anything to do with like old times, like the 1800s and, you know, times with King Louis and Marie Antoinette and medieval TV shows, movies. A TV show that I'm currently watching is, I just finished Witcher, and I love Witcher, Emily in Paris. But if you guys have any suggestions of other Netflix shows that I could watch that I haven't watched, or serial killer documentaries, let me know in the comments, because I like to binge watch when I have free time. What have you learned from your past relationships? Something that I've learned from my past relationships is to always put yourself first. If they ain't going the extra mile, don't go the extra mile. If you hear biting or any sort of chewing in the background, that is Riley, guys, so you have to excuse her. She is playing with the branches. I will say, do not ignore the red flags. You know how they say love is blind? Love can be hella freaking blind, so try not to ignore the red flags. I will say, make sure you're not always giving. Make sure you're receiving just as much as you're giving. And just don't settle. When you feel like this is the best that you can do, remember that there's something, not saying the person is bad, but there's always something out there that's better. So that's what I'll say. Learn to communicate. If you have a certain way of communicating and they have a certain way of communicating, find a medium ground. Yeah, that is actually something I learned from my past relationships. And I kid you not, I've not been in a lot of relationships, but the relationships that I was in, those I can say they taught me that. And please, I will say it again, do not ignore the red flags. From the minute you see a red flag, call it out. Don't let it egg on, because that will make the situation even worse. What other questions are here? Because, you know, this is a good one. So I'm actually gonna make this my last question, because this is actually pretty good. What would you change about yourself if you could? If I can change anything about myself, now I don't know if this means physically or anything in a sense, but if I could change anything about myself, what would it be? I don't think I would change anything about myself. Like, even though I have my moments where I probably think of something and I'm like, wish I could have changed that about myself, or I look at myself physically and, you know, I don't think there's really anything I would change about myself. I'm learning to actually appreciate who I am and love myself for who I am, and that includes my personality, my mindset. Like, my mindset can change, but that's actually something I am working on. Physically, I think that what I wanted to change was my weight, like to lose weight, and I did that. So honestly, there's really nothing I would change. The only thing I think I want to change is my wardrobe. Like, I just want more clothes because all my clothes are too big for me now. But yeah, that's what I would change, my wardrobe. But honestly, like I said, there's really nothing I would change about myself. I think I love myself for who I am and what I am and the woman that I am becoming and the woman that I am trying to become in the next couple of years. And I think I've already started to become that woman slowly but surely. I still have a few things to work on. I'm only human. I'm not perfect. So yeah, but I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this little intro to Q&A of what do you want to know about Blooming with Azalea, or what do you want to know about Azalea, aka Odette. Like, again, for those who don't know, my name is actually Odette, but socially people call me Azalea, and I do have a few friends, fun fact, that actually go by my middle name. They actually call me Azalea, or they say Zales, which is Z-A-L-E-S. Sounds weird, but whatever. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will put my links in the comment section of this video. You guys can head over to my website at www.bloomingwithazalea.com to read a few of my blogs and keep updated. I will put my social media links at Bloomingwithazalea. And I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I will see you next time in my next video. Bye, guys.